even with maybe the calling still might need some fine-tuning here for these two teams. CSG in the blue, the Frenchies in the red. 6 points up for grabs tonight, 3 in each map. Map 1 Granary is where they're heading off to now. Let's see what they got in store for us. See both their moments trying to go real fast. Not much damage exchange just yet, but someone's going to have to initiate sooner or later.
Yeah, the demo man's kind of setting up Elicor on the low ground so far, as CSG finally, they're taking a bit of high ground. Soldier bombs now come forwards here. Haunts, though, taken down immediately. Hams is really low as well, and Condor gets taken down. Yeehor dead as well, and now the French side, they come across and they clean house here for the Frenchies. Very good start.
A little consolation pick onto Elicor is the only thing they can salvage out of that one, so maybe Granary really is the map for this French team. They're already coming out swinging with a great performance on this mid-fight, and you know, a potential conversion. We know they struggle with last pushes a bit. We've seen it. We've seen it. That they struggle a bit. But this is certainly a great opportunity for a last pusher. You got a full ad. You have a bit of a defense to deal with, but it's only level 2 sentry. If you can take that heavy down somehow, you have a great prime choice or chance here to make this happen. The longer you wait, though,
surely it is going to be going well, right? Look at that one come through, want the gun early as well. Take some time to get the damage there, but they get it.
Ooh, but Nevo gets piped down by Fancy already. No, Condog now is taken down. So is Hams. This is Soldier Charlie. Goodbye, my friend. He just gets taken down by Scar, then it looks to be just Yeehor left alive. Fancy's 12 HP. He's nowhere near the point either. Yeehor holds it on a little bit longer than perhaps he should have, but Frenchies in the end. A nice shot comes out. Get the first round.
Even on mid, the French soldiers on fire today. Maybe picking the explosive map. Just doing them a lot of favors right now. Big stuff out of Scar, and especially Slash on the mid fight, just cleaning up house, the two of them. Looking really, really good. Where has this been all season?
They just took a while to get warmed up, you know. Some teams take a map to get warmed up, some teams take 4 weeks to get warmed up, but now it's the middle of November and this French team, they're looking a lot stronger. Let's see how this next mid-fight is gonna go. If CSG find a response and find their way back into this, or if we're just gonna see more French dominance as they have soldiers jumping in, but
so fast.
He's 1
HP. 27 sitting behind, but now he's really low. The soldier aggression comes out, but it's disjointed. Charlie bombs in super late, but truly goes down. Now, Condog is still alive. He's got a scout. He's got a demo man. Charlie should be coming up as well. Just Nevo to clean up the bombs. Honestly, a little bit disjointed, but so much damage comes out of the initial bombs from both the soldiers. Charlie and Haunts get so much space. And now Slash Scar, they went in so aggressively, so quickly, and found absolutely nothing.
Yeah, just a bit different positioning by CSG was all it took. They kited them well. Connor hitting a beautiful surf onto the crates as well, and just no follow-up there. You know, if your medic is up on those crates, you got nobody to shoot at him anymore. Your soldiers are already dead. You know, they beefed their bombs, or they tried their best, much rather. Your demo is busy trying to lock down the rest. You got nobody else that can even shoot. Charlie tries to walk in, just gets picked up by a sticky trap here. It is what it is, I suppose, at the end of the day. They still have that full ad to work with on the side of CSG. It is dwindling, and they got second now. But yeah, Frenchies, they gotta be a bit more passive here. They know the threat that is approaching as Ems makes his way in, and he's gonna get popped on as well. There is a sentry they need to deal with, and they're taking this sweet time. They finally take care of it. They find nothing else, and the Uber is faded. Patchouli still, you know, kind of close to his own Uber now, and in no danger whatsoever. There goes Fancy as well. So you're gonna have to back out. They're pulling out immediately. There's nothing else they can do here. Charlie might even get caught. He does. And there goes Hans as well, trying to salvage whatever he can, so they have to just give this up completely.
This is going to be where it starts to be interesting, though, now as well. The Frenchies got some momentum, and we've seen them the past few weeks, right? When they want to play aggressive, they just will do it as much as they can. So I wonder how far this can go right now as well. Obviously, you expect mid, but how much more do they dare beyond that? Last time we've seen on Granary a couple of weeks ago, of course, they just looked incredible here, and certainly have just played aggressive the entire way through this past month, basically. How far can they take this one?
It's hard, right? They're lacking a couple spawners here, CSG, on mid, but they do manage to get all 6 up. Frenchie's not able to get enough presence to really actually be able to convert this any further. Now, it's just even Ubers, both sides. Granary Yard, the hardest point to push in the entire game. So now, this is where we really start to see, what do the Frenchies have besides throwing in Nevo in a sack and then just having a sniper? Is, I think, the most expected play. I wonder what they do.
Oh yeah,
please don't go sniper.
If you haven't seen these guys yet as well, they've been doing a lot of Nevo sniping. It's been interesting to see how much he's doing it again as well. Granny obviously a little bit awkward, but I guess the fact people don't expect it so much might just work out in their favor sometimes. Connor is looking to be playing mostly out of sideline so far, so maybe not the best idea, but again, it doesn't have to just get everything as well. We've seen with Witness the past few weeks as well, they just get a snipe and just get into last point for free off of this most of the times as well. Now, that is hard to do, and we're talking different caliber of teams here maybe, but you gotta be able to at least threaten that sort of stuff already at this level.
There you go. You have the sniper in garage looking to see if Nevo can get a little bit of an angle here. Connor is being a bit more aggressive now. He's not... Oh, well, okay, no, he's decided to back down. Maybe they saw him, they spotted him. Fancy does eat the shot, but he doesn't die, crucially. He does stay alive, so now they're aware of the sniper. Nevo trying to get another angle up, but he won't be able to get spammed away, so they're gonna be trying to lock that guy down now. They know that he can be dangerous. He's already gotten an opportunity and just couldn't quite convert it, but that could have certainly busted things open if he had. So they're aware, they know what they're dealing with here. And he's actually not even going to change angles. I mean, I guess Garage is the best one to choose.
It just makes it so hard as a sniper right now. You can just see they're taking the trade in because they know that the Pocket Scout's not really with them anymore. Condog, though, this has to leave Ams running in behind. Gets taken down by Amarok. This is now a pick for the Frenchies. They're going to have to figure out some way to get forwards here. The problem is that, yes, there's a scout down on CSG, but they still have a sniper up on Nevo. The sniper angles into second are absolutely atrocious. They can take yard, but Nevo's going to have to start hitting some shots, do a lot of damage to really actually be able to force CSG all the way out. Frenchies have ad. Is it enough, though? They don't have any kills here. Honestly, Ams on the sniper now should be able to scare them off a little bit. 70% for Condog. Frenchies have to go now.
Oh, and they're looking to go now. Yeah, they come in the right. Eloco just bombs in, doesn't even take any damage from those meat shots, as well as the Uber just sticks around, but they don't find anything. Finally, they get a couple of kills as they collapse when the Uber fades. Ams is back on the heavy as well, seeing what he can do, but he's just kind of getting bullied back into spawn by the sniper. Nevo's pulling his weight on this last push as sniper, of all things. It's only Fancy and Ams, so they both have to make something happen here, but they're so low, they got no heals either. Fancy all alone, can't lock this point down against 5 people. That's going to be a second run for the Frenchies.
Yeah, they tried to run, but there's no escaping. They went deep. A lot of problems arrived really quickly on this last point when you just can't take enough space. But they just saw the medic. They went for it. They knew they had to, and got a couple of people isolated as well. One guy on spawn, the other one with the medic, and just cleaned up 3 on the left side. And at that point, it's a 56 fight. You had got to try to lose that one, but they did the opposite. They tried really nicely to clean that up quickly, get on point, force their hands. Nice stuff by the Frenchies. 2-0 lead. This is looking like very, very doable at this point.
I haven't got the stats, but I feel like this is the first time they're up 2 rounds in any match so far this entire season. So, you know, let's hope they don't squander it if you're a fan. Charlie in deep with a bomb. Finally, the cleanup comes through as well by Hans. Huge work here by CSG on this mid-fight. Eloco, the only one left alive, and he's just running for his life. There's nobody chasing him, but what a mid-fight. It instantly collapsed for CSG. They find the frags all of a sudden.
They were just shoved into a corner on towards their own ramp room, where the Frenchies, they didn't have anywhere to go. The crunch comes in, Fancy connects 1-2 pipes, everyone's stuffed in a corner, they all just kind of go pop. Now Haunt sitting on top, giant ad, sniper coming out, NG coming out. We see this time if CSG are able to deal with the heavy sentry gun combination. There's a lot of, you know, Ubering in your demo man, trying to get on top of the sentry gun pretty much immediately. Sentry gun in a different spot now, though. Gonna have to be careful. Scouting out so far. You can see Charlie just trying to peek it. There we go. Fancy now. Uber coming in.
Oh, they're gonna get on that sentry immediately. A lot of focus fire down to Nevo as well, managing to just get him back into spawn. The heavy's out of the equation, but that's all they found. They've just delayed them a little bit. Now they gotta find frags, and they're not really finding them all that well. They traded out a soldier in the demo at least, but they gotta start reaching that point, and they are. There you go, so much point pressure. These French players are gonna have to stick to it like glue if they don't want to lose this, and they're losing it slowly but surely because Charlie's there with a cleanup, and that's an equalizing round just like that.
That was a really, really awkward time to rotate for. I think it was Nevo in spawn as well, one of them anyway. Just rotate through spawn, get some heals I think as well in there, but they take just so much freedom on the right side while one guy is gone for a few seconds. Suddenly they're on point again. And by the time the guy in spawn comes back, it's just fight already pretty much over at that point, just outnumbered, and they just clean it from there real nicely. Make good work with very little at the end there.
Next mid fight. Well, let's see what this one's gonna be like. We've been seeing some good mids out of CSG now. They adjusted very quickly to the French aggression, and unless France can find their way back into this, both soldiers going high. They both land on the corner. He's just in no man's land, gets destroyed, but everybody else lies on the other side. The scouts just run in and destroy everybody. Everyone died to them. Everyone. And then, like, what?
I mean, to be fair, right? You see that Soldier Bomb come high, why bother shooting down that guy? Just press W, accept your medic's dead, it's granary, it's gonna happen, just make sure you can do all the same and then some when you're going in as well, and they made damn sure of that once they committed forward here.
I think we were talking about this a little bit earlier, right? CSG, I said it before, I'll say it again, I think they have potential to be probably not the best team, but definitely the second best team, and it's going to be off the backs of AMS and Yeehaw. So much pressure on that mid fight now. Towards second, even Ubers, they lose Haunts, but honestly, I don't even think it matters that much. Fancy could do so much work locking down the point on his own. Yeehaw, he's in a flank behind, he just gets so many shots on Elikor, 2 shot down. Yes, he gets shut down by Slesh, but no, Demo Man, you cannot hold second. Charlie in as well. Now you're 2 down. Comedy Shorts Gamer gonna have to be careful. AMS dead as well. Condor has to run out. He's so low. Can he die? He just gets out. All right, we're fine. We're fine.
I very much agree with the decision-making overall there, but just AMS overextended at the end. He should have just let it go at some point, and now it just falls apart really quickly from there. Quicker, in fact, this bomb into mid as well, but kind of disaster from there. Fancy just doesn't care about the guy that jumps beside him. He trusts the Soldier to get that kill. Well, it's a trade. He gets a bonus kill on top of that. No one else allowed to go through that doorway into mid, and it's the right choice to make here. No one gets through. Both die, Emma and Scar down, and they might just get second now. Finally, up if not for some minor complications.
That might slow them down ever so slightly, but the CSG team, they don't want to take no hesitations here. They're gonna actually take this Uber trade in. Just AMS alone is all they're gonna send, and well, it's enough to trade out the Ubers, but that's it. Is being a post Uber here. Charlie tries to get around Lunchbox. He's just gonna get shut down. Gets the kill onto Amarok at the very least, but there goes Hans taken care of as well. So if you CSG, you got to start thinking about bailing here. It's not looking great. You find Nevo, but now you lose that Fancy now as well. It is equal numbers on either side. You've got your medic as well, but
he's so weak as well. Slash really wants damage, and they're just not out in time.
It's like
walk
AMS
away.
never left. I'm so happy that he's still the same. He would take a solo trade, just into second, do nothing. They got 1 soldier pick off of the back of it. It looks kind of fine, honestly. Fancy does so much damage, but he overcommits for a soldier kill. Gets picked off himself, then without a demo man, unfortunately. Just don't back it up in time. I feel like there's just a miscommunication. Fancy probably yelling. He did a ton of damage. Wants the scouts to follow in, go and follow up. Fortunately, they just end up paying for it with their lives. Now, Chuli has so much advantage. They're rolling onto mid. CSG, they want to fight this?
Charlie with the bomb as well. Horns is in. This is supposed to be a double bomb towards Choke, and I mean, he's getting behind, I guess. Is that enough? Nicky is one in the backline, so they're sending people lead. There's going to be some decision making come out here, and they are opting to chase back. Nicky hiding, but look at that. You can just look in the corners that they're hiding into, and it's not a big problem.
Oh, Charlie fighting them off pretty well, though, just holding his ground here on the second point. And he actually manages to get the cap off as well. So just that alone, pulling him back so much, the Frenchies, now they have to sit here.
As well. You can't get the kill in the end.
That doesn't even matter. That Uber ad that they had is completely gone. Just off the back of that, those 2 players going behind, pulling all these players back, getting the cap, completely destroyed that French Uber ad. Now we're back in equals. And CSG, well, they're in the attacker's seat, they're in the driver's seat. They gotta try and make something happen here. Maybe this time, it looks like they have the combo in Lunchbox, so that could be the play they're going for. Amrock, a nice early pick here as well. Could open things up a little bit for them, and Frenchie's gotta be careful. They're looking at that point as well. They got Hans to deal with in the combo already. He doesn't quite hit the shot, but he gets Patchouli
they're just
in a
going in
dangerous
from
position.
behind.
Oh, they just wrap around.
This Uber push is so weird. The Uber's finally popped off. It's another AMS solo. The points being capped off in the meantime. 2 Frenchies still down, but Charlie Haunts, they're not in this fight. Uber lasts so long. It's just an AMS solo. Fancy's taken down, though. Elikor traded along. Condog's caught out. Now it's just the scouts. Yeehaw AMS against the world, and they're both quite low. Finally, bombs coming in. Onto Patchouli. Doesn't quite get it. He's so low, and he gets shot down. Now Charlie, he's bombing onto the point here. Slash is low. Scouts clean him up, and it's just Fancy left alive. I think, crucially, the most important part there. Yes, they kind of flubbed the push, but they managed to get the kill onto Patchouli.
And Patchouli did so much to lift that he like slope surfed off the tire to not take fall damage as well. And it still isn't enough despite all that. But the fight keeps going. Scar goes spy with this as well. This is real desperate hours today.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I mean, they are still up around. If the Frenchies, they're not known to do it, but if they want to slow it down a little bit, they have every desire to do so.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, but they could theoretically do it. As it stands, though, They're gonna see if this Scar spy play can make something happen. I mean, CSG are none the wiser so far. They just don't
yes.
have lunchbox. Never mind. Okay, they are. I did not pay attention to the fact that Nikki was just waiting for someone to uncloak in front of him. Oh, fair enough. There you go. That's that problem solved. So CSG can take this for free. They find Slash as well. Charlie's just in.
Truly. They're actually just taking this in. Once again, look at him. He's so aggressive. I'm so happy.
Unbelievable.
He's like he's never left. Patchouli now is so low. They're actually just pressuring the CSG. They're just forcing their way in completely for free. Uber now finally comes out of Patchouli. Condog solo 99 gets the Uber pop in the end. Now, there's so many blue players on this last point here. The health for the Frenchies is not very good. The bomb comes in, but doesn't do enough damage. CSG. That was a push.
Point. They just played point the entire time, and it was up to the Frenchies to do anything about it.
They realize that there's an objective in the game that you can play, and if you play it, you force the opponent to try and defend it, and that worked out well for them. Who would have thought? Anyway, we're equal now, and we're halfway through the map. This is a game. This is a game, gentlemen. We got a game on our hands here.
Only halfway through as well.
Yeah, I want to see how the Frenchies try to come back to this. They came out swinging, but now they've slowed down a little bit. Maybe it was just a flash in the pan. Hopefully for them, it's not. And they can find their way back into this. As the next CSG double bomb makes its way on, the French will just go behind as well. They find some damage in the corner, but they can't get the kill just yet. They only find Ams. Scar gets taken out on the other side, and Patchouli is so low. He just has to sit back and wait for his team to defend him as best they can. They find the kill onto Charlie. They lose Amarok as well, so it's still traded out. It's positioning-wise, everybody bunch up on the French team as well. They're so vulnerable to explosion damage, but Fancy can't quite get in to get the kills he wants to. Elikor is still doing a good job standing by his ground here, and it's still anybody's game. I mean, respawns are going to start coming in any second now as well, and as it stands, Connor's going to get the Uber first. He's going to use it first as well onto Yeehaw here. Finally, the counter comes out of Patchouli as well.
It's just a full solo on Elikor as well. No flashing at all. Slash just stays out of the fight until the very end. Comes in late now. Finally takes a bunch of damage, but there's the cleanup as well. Horns goes down. One down to start the fight off as weak as Slash might be. It's better numbers already here. Taking off the high ground, though. Once again, just putting him in the corner. A little bit awkward position for the Frenchies.
This has been such a long mid-fight. Slash!
Can't do it. He can't close it. He can't close it. It's just Connor is surfing like an absolute madman right now. He's keeping his team alive. They're finally gaining the upper hand on this mid. Finally, CSG managed to win the mid fight, but that was probably the longest mid fight we've seen all season. And CSG are already taking it forward into second as well. They want to take this in. Charlie's up high. He gets behind. Yeah, okay, he just gets behind, but doesn't actually land on anybody. So I guess it's a bit of a sack play. Hans managed to trade out Scar. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
They get a kill onto Scar here. I think it's completely fine. Unfortunately, Charlie just manages to bomb Scar. Oh, no, sneak bombs! It's a disaster in the ramp room here. Condog is so low, doesn't actually have to pop it. And Nevo now overcommitting. Maybe the Frenchies here, they have to watch out. Condog is still so far forwards, has to run back, but Yeehaw tries to take the fight. Now, the Frenchies are in a bad position. They're just in ramp room here. Elikor doing his darndest to try and stay alive, but the damage comes forward. Charlie, on his own, gives a saw to Patchouli, gets the Uber to come out, but now Condog still 100%. They're completely fine. They have a ginormous ad here. 2 down. There's no demo man for the side of the Frenchies. CSG, they can just force their way into second here.
Yeah,
it's a fumble and a half just there on mid as well. Wow, it's so doable. It's just all fallen apart in the matter of seconds all of a sudden. They might just lose a round of that mistake.
Oh, well, he's hoping for them that they don't. I really, as much as they're a French team, I would not want them to have another L after L after L, but right now they really got to try and hold this. Last time they're already down 3 players. They got a level 1 sentry that's taken care of. The Uber has come out inside of CSG, so there's nothing like that, and second just now capped means that they might have a chance to get some pressure onto the point, but they're just walking on and dying. Nothing they can really do. That's going to be CSG taking the lead.
CSG are so clinical, I would let them perform open heart surgery on me. That was so nice coming in onto second. They push off with a single pick. They get the sort of further Elikor pick, and then they just kind of run the round off of it. The Uber pushing in is so nice. They get everything going. There's essentially trying to get set up, but it's just not even there in time. And now the Frenchies, they're on the back foot. It's 10 minutes left. 6th mid.
Also, I don't think I would let Ams perform surgery. Have you looked at this man saying?
Yeah, well, you know, he's going to be quick and easy with it. That's all that matters. Anyway, as it turns out, this mid might actually be going well for the Frenchies for once. They find a kill onto Connor very early, and get everybody else cleaned up as well. It's only Fancy and Hans left. They gotta watch out for these cheeky players that might be behind. They see Hans. They don't quite know where Fancy is just yet.
Double
And he's
bombs coming
priming
in.
up a little bomb here. Does he get onto a target though? Nah, he just craters behind. Amarok's gonna make sure that Hans can't quite close it either. And there you go. The Frenchies have actually won a mid-fight for the first time in like 15 minutes probably.
Because Fancy dies so late there, it means that, I mean, Comedy Short's game is they have nothing for second here. They just have to go back immediately to last. The Demo Man, basically the last person to die. Their last defense, the only thing they have now with the Brass Piece heavy as well.
However, they have
Giant
60%
disaster.
crit streak as well. If this doesn't end quick, it might just end in CSG's favor.
Oh my god, Elicor.
Oh no, okay. He gets saved. He gets saved from a very
Is he
funny
saved?
death. Dies anyway at the end of the day, but that was after
The
people were basically
disaster.
faded. The crits are ready. They don't even have to use them yet.
Do they even
Because
know they have it?
They already
Oh
have,
no,
probably
no,
not.
no, don't do it to them, Fancy.
It's the
Right
CSG
position,
crit
the soldier
play.
comes in.
Oh, Slash is
Hot
just
dog,
doing
he
it
just
though.
fights us. Oh!
All right.
It's like
Slash
he
is
never
just
left.
too nice with it. Wait, Scar's
Oh, you
also
need-
behind when it just happened.
He never switched off Spike, clearly. He's still on the Spike class. He just managed to slip through. Anyway, she still managed to take second somehow. But they're not going to be able to hold on to this, especially Patchouli living. They didn't even get to use the crits there at all, even though it would have been a beautiful play if they had the chance. So I guess they're going to be trying to hold second somehow, as the Frenchies are just waiting for their respawners. Try and get into second again here. Yeah, it's just the age-old back and forth tug of war dance here. They have another opportunity for this last push. Surely this one will go a lot better.
I like how 2 last pushes in a row. CSG believes in the crit streak like clutch player last. Now they got to do it and it doesn't work, and instantly they're just back to normal disset Uber on last instead.
Well,
The Uber just
it might
gonna come
work.
out on top here as well. Devo running it straight forward, but they actually haven't found any frags. This sentry gun kill is coming down so late. Haunt actually lives as well. Nevo just goes down to the sentry gun. That push out of the Frenchies finds nothing.
This is the French team I've known the last few weeks. This is just
Yeah.
back to the last push as being a struggle for them, and Connor not even a danger here. Can carry so much advantage out of this, and look at that, Desmo slowing down. They're getting kills. Eloco caught as well. This will be a brilliant late death to have. 70 seconds on that man. That man is dead before they reach a yard on the other second.
Oh my god, Charlie finds a cleanup kill into Scar as well. This is so nice for them. Giant ad, 3 dead, no Demo Man. Nevo on sniper and forwards. Be a little bit careful.
He's
Watchful
late
eye.
already.
He's gonna peek out, do damage to Haunt, and he's gonna get called out. Surely he does nothing. Yep,
Oh,
he's dead.
dies.
That
Yeah,
just less
it is-
enough, and he just disappeared for the team.
Well. Looks like the Frenchies might be able to stabilize on last at the very least. There's no way to hold in second at this point with this aggressive CSG team. Their only down players still don't have no Uber, but they're gonna be able to hold last potentially. And CSG, well, knowing them, they're probably Ams is already looking to go in left shutter here. He's already running forward. Second has not even been captured. We've seen it the past couple of rounds already. It's a very similar push. They're gonna bide their time here, waiting to use that Uber. Amarok is going to be sniping instead, and well, finally they get the Uber
Eloco!
out of Connor here, but they just drop Eloco on the other side. And I mean, it's going to be better for the Frenchies, but not as much. They lose Charlie, but positioning-wise and health-wise, it's still a bit better for CSG. They find Scar. They're going to just run down everybody else. There goes Amarok. It's only Slash and Patchouli left, and well, they got to try their absolute damnedest to keep this point safe, and they're not doing a great job alone, that's for sure.
At point, CSG 1 away from just taking the first map of the night. Frenchies have to get 3 back-to-back uncontested to win this game without dropping any points anymore. Huge task ahead of them here. Last mid-fight looked good, but this needs a lot of work on the finishing touches to actually go anywhere.
I think this is when we have to really start pointing out the map timer as well. It's only 6.5 minutes. We say only 6.5 minutes with the pace that the game has been going so far, but the problem is that it is granary. If the Frenchies are playing versus Witness Gaming, there is no way in hell that Witness Gaming do not take anything less than a 99-1 play. Instead, now these bombs are coming in and Condor's immediately wiped off the map here. Helicore dead as well, though, which means there's so much damage lacking on the French side. They're all so low. Actually, Nevo on his lonesome with Patchouli here because Amarok waiting for a pack. Now, just M's, 29 HP, gets taken down. They have a big advantage. They have time as well. Surely, guys, in chat, type clueless if you think that CSG will win the round now. Surely the Frenchies will win this round.
Yeah, they will convert this. There's no chance that they don't. This is such a good opportunity for them. They're just got to get into second here. CSG trying to slow them down a little bit, but realizing there is not much of an opportunity here. Just hold last, just make of it what you can. Ams is going to be sniping. Maybe you can get a cheeky low shot off. Maybe get somebody to pick off early, force an early pop out of them. Just out of the threat, he's going to switch off to heavy now. The classic CSG last hold, as you've seen it before. And Frenchie's taking their sweet time. That Uber ad is actually just dwindling away. They finally decide to use in. Are they going to be able to find the frags and the kills that they need here? Well, they find Fancy, but they lose everybody else.
Oh, no!
Brilliant.
The laser beams come out, and unfortunately, we're not quite watching a Marvel movie, but it is good enough, I think, for Comedy Shorts Gamer here. Now, I mean, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. There's 4.5 minutes left on the round timer, but when you lose a push like that, not only did you fail the last push, you've given Condog another ad. It's not that big. It's only about 30%, but Ams loves to go at 1 billion miles per hour. He will just push off of this advantage that they have. They have positional advantage on the middle because the Frenchies aren't there yet, so they just get both soldier kills now on the Frenchies. They have no contesting. They can't contest yard anymore because they lost both their soldiers. Charlie is doing so much damage to them, and now Elikor just gets trapped out. He has to sacrifice himself because Pachuli's so far back. Scar wants to go in, just gets taken down instead. It's now 4 up. No Demo Man for the Frenchies. Yes, the Ubers even, but no Demo Man means that, I mean, CSG, they're just pushing.
They're just walking in. I mean, they've done it before, but they're gonna do it again. Charlie getting hit, huge damage on the Slash, just bullying him off the high ground there. They're just basically making this a cakewalk for CSG here. Finally, Frenchies are gonna try to get that Uber out, and obviously Patchouli responds with his own as well. It's a bit better for the French team, but they've lost one player. It could certainly be a bit of a chance for them. Nicky is still in behind. He does get cleaned up as well, so they hold on for now. They hold on. That could have certainly, like, from what I've seen on this French team, they could have thrown that somehow, so I'm impressed they didn't. Now they just have to turn it around. They have to get 2 rounds in the next 3.5 minutes, which is a very tall order. You are running up a wall at this point. And
Don't switch to spy. He's just going away again.
Okay, well. Oh, there he is. He's walking forward again. If he gets the stab, it's over. If he gets the stab, it's over.
He's so far away, though. I genuinely don't think he can go for anything other than a back cap, probably. You can see how aggressive the Frenchies are being now, because they know that they just have to push. Fancy's in behind on Patchouli, though. Now Yeho's dead. And Haunt gets... Okay. And he
guns down Slash.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
The
Patchouli, oh, he lives.
Why was that so close? He was all alone, but they're all just terrified with his spines that ages away from the medic.
Amarok is looking for him as well, hunting him down, trying his best to try and find him. But, I mean, Haunt is invisible. Unfortunately, that might have been a French player in the past, seasons past, who would have been able to find an invisible spy. But unfortunately, he's lost the wind.
Well, we'll never know where he went or what happened, but I think this confirms that Hans is literally the better spy because he managed to kill Scar. So just True. in the head-to-head, he's gonna be better now on the stat sheet. Anyway, there wasn't Uber while we were talking about that, and he actually kills Slash with the gun. Unbelievable. Matter of fact, everybody in France has died. Only Amarok's left. He's trying to get in, can't quite get onto Connor. Just gets levitated by Ams, and well, that might be the final nail.
He hits them with the BM as well. Oh no.
Just types free in chat, just to rub salt into the wounds of pistoling down a soldier that already has spotted him. Now the Frenchies, I mean, they just kind of have to fight here on second. Please hit the, oh my god, I wanted that to hit so bad. The pipes from Fancy do so much damage, and now Scar's behind this corner, and they can try to bump forwards here. They have to wipe CSG right now and win the round immediately. I mean, they're doing it, but they have to,
there's no way, surely.
They have to,
no,
surely there's no way.
They gotta teleport. They gotta teleport to these points, man. They gotta be insanely fast. The pace has to be hitherto unseen if they want to try and convert this round and then another one. I mean, it's certainly gonna go to time. They're camping the forward spawn as well. Charlie's just on power now, trying to just get them out of there. Elikor is trying his hardest, but he can't do it.
Charlie's missing the card reflex, and it works as well.
Oh my god. No way. I can't believe Ams actually managed to get that shot onto Patchouli as well. They were so cocky with that.
This isn't even rubbing salt into a wound anymore. It's just a fucking salt mine at this point.
It feels pretty tragic. I feel like now you're the Frenchies. You haven't performed well this season. I feel like, honestly, yeah, this 50 seconds. This is dead time. Let's talk about this already. What do you do now if you're the Frenchies and you have... I can only imagine the mental fortitude of like a wet paper towel, where you're,
you know, like, what you do here?
What do?
You go win Div 1 next season. Maybe it's time. But this time they don't have to. They are legally allowed to not off-class.
Because here's the thing, right? Like, I said this already. I feel like the Frenchies, you look at the roster they have, you would expect them to do a lot better than bottom
And they
of
have
Prem.
so many good moments too.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
The
looks
worst
so
part.
good in individual moments, and then just comes crashing down. And I just must have wondered, what is the team atmosphere like? What is the mental at for all of these players?
Honestly, at that point, like the wild thing is because this isn't the first like lead they've thrown or like kind of disaster matchup, right? If they've been through it for the past few weeks, the fact that they haven't folded yet means that they must be having fun. Even if they're losing, they must be having a great
And this
experience.
game looked fun for about like 15 minutes at least, so there's that.
Yeah, well, you know.
And then CSG just woke up, you know.
I guess it's the pregame scrims and whatnot. I mean, we did see the Frenchie scrim beforehand. I don't know if CSG were. They probably were, let's be honest. But maybe they were just a bit more warmed up, came out swinging. Who knows how Gully Wash is going to look. I haven't seen either team play on that map this season so far, so... yeah. Could be a toss-up.
I feel like if what we saw of the last map of CSG just being the better pushing team, going into Gully Wash specifically, it should just be more CSG dominance, honestly. If they play like they did towards the end of Granary, they were just much more coordinated. Gully Wash is a map where if you want to, you can do extremely fast, very coordinated pushes. AMS likes those, and I think it plays into a lot of this team's strengths, honestly, Gully Wash. But we won't talk too much about Gully Wash. There are some logs that we can look at and say, wow, look at Charlie. Actually, we're going to say, wow, look at Charlie. Ignore the 34 frags on Yeehor. He's playing Pocket Scout. Yeah. No one cares. Charlie was destroying the Frenchies.
The damage output is unbelievable. It is unrivaled by pretty much everybody else in the server, except maybe Elikor. Yes, he's doing a lot. He was doing a lot of work for his team. I mean, in general, though, like if you look at the general stats, even it just shows that one team was just slightly better, right? They got like a few more kills, they did more damage, they had better focus and follow up and all that stuff. It shows at the end of the day, just in the general stats. Obviously, you're gonna have standout players stand out even more at the end of the day, even though Connor did die more. So I guess there is that.
I mean, it's Connor. What do you expect?
Dying Matt wins the game. So, that's always beautiful. But yeah, like, they looked so hot at the beginning, but at some point you just woke up, you know, and just turned it on when they had to. Realized what was going on, how they can fix the mid-fight specifically, and just actually take quick rounds from there. And there was some nice and quick ones here at some stages as well. At that point, it was 2-2 already, and there's just no coming back anymore. They had them completely figured out, it felt like, at some point. And could just go for all these, like, weird, wacky plays where the backups get so much value.
Yeah, like, it really was, like, I think it's just the nature of CSG taking a few rounds to get like warmed up, get acclimated to this French team, get acclimated to the playstyle, and then adjusting to it really well and just running away with it. And the Frenchies failing to do the same, right? They came out swinging, they had something going, then they, got adjusted against, got countered maybe even a bit in their strategies, and they couldn't adjust again. Like they have one strategy, and if it doesn't work, they're screwed. They're shit out of luck. There's nothing they can do anymore. That's what it feels like.
I have two words for you guys. It's called Soldier Diff. And if there is a map of TF2 that we currently play where Soldier Diff matters the most, it is probably Gully Wash. It is a map where, as a soldier on the mid fights, on second as well, the way you can play backwards and forwards between choke and big door. If you have good soldiers, if you have Charlie playing like he did on Granary, it makes it so much easier for the scouts to be scout players on a map like Gully Wash. I think, honestly, if this continues the way that it is last time, if Charlie plays as good as he did on Granary on Gully Wash, which he should be able to, Gully Wash is also, as a soldier, more than anything, like you can talk about all like aim and DM all you want. Hitting good damage on Gully Wash is 99% about just standing in the right spot at the right time. And Charlie is smart enough where he should be able to do this. He was catching out the Frenchies so often, combining it with just the gung-ho, aggressive, AMS doesn't care, I'm pressing W now with Condor kind of attitude. I think it makes them so scary on this map in particular. Yeah, I mean, I think if they play like they did on Granary, I think just the playstyle diff, the map diff, where Gully Wash is just so much faster, I think it's probably, honestly, be a 5-0 here for CSG. I'm going to say it.
Okay, bold predictions. Bold predictions indeed. I mean, yeah, no, you raise a fair point. And I mean, they have momentum coming into this as well, right? Momentum is always a thing that does play into it. If you're already coming off the heels of a pretty decisive win on the first map and you were kind of almost dominating a little bit, that's just gonna keep your mental like going, right? CSG are probably living high on life right now. They're having a great time. Frenchies, yeah,
It's not like just that they're just losing map one as well, which obviously got hurt. It's like they've been losing the map for the last 20 minutes with really like barely any like signs of life in the middle of that as well. It's gonna be at some point, if you even just want to play for fun, right? It's gotta just start being really frustrating as well.
It's gotta suck, man. I mean, if they can somehow, even if they have no precedent for this whatsoever, if they can somehow now miraculously in week 5 on the second map, and they're already down a map, if they can somehow get their mental in check again, get themselves working the way they need to, and just treat it as like a different map, play the way they did in the first 10 minutes of Granary, there could be a chance. There could always be that chance, but yeah, realistically, CSG are probably just gonna run away with it. They already have like the massive snowball running down the hill at this stage. It's probably not gonna stop anytime soon, I feel. Be very surprising.
It's certainly an uphill battle at this point for the Frenchies to make anything happen here. For what it's worth, while Charlie had a great game, there was a good amount of stuff that Scar and Slash were able to do as well, especially early on as well, but even later down the line, especially Slash, I think, had a really good game as far as individual performances on the French squad goes, so really good to watch out for that. If someone brings the change here, it might be that guy. The late addition to this roster, too. That was almost just going to be Comics that are playing the rest of the season here, which, I mean, it might have been helpful for like team cohesion purposes, maybe, but ultimately Slash is still bringing a lot of talent to the roster, so he's got to make himself shown here.
I don't know, man.
I think that, I'm going to be honest, I think that Gully Wash is the best map in TF2. And I think we need to talk about this more. Because I do think it's the best map that we play in comp.
I like it a lot. I don't know if I can make an assertive statement on whether it's the best or not, because I don't play enough to, make that sort of call. But I like it a lot.
It's so good as a 5 CP map. In 6s, it almost is
don't
playable in Highlander.
Don't play Gully in Highlander.
Like, it's so
Guys,
good as a map as a whole,
now,
it almost
in general,
works
don't play Highlander. Don't play Gully Wash in Highlander.
But you see what I mean, right? It's such a good map, it almost works there as well somehow. When it really shouldn't. It's like how Product is like the best Corp map in general, that it almost works in Highlander too. Except it's, Product in Highlander, so don't do it.
It's Highlander. Don't do it. Anyway, wow, that was a nice talk about Gully Wash and how good it is, and like all the things we love about it. Like,
you got to do good as well.
The creative last point design that no other map has really tried to emulate. And oh well, I guess we're starting. The gamers want to play.
Speaking of good things, let's look at Charlie on this mid fight, bombing in onto the nipple immediately. Condog, his medic, just gets taken down. Now the French counter aggression should come in quite slowly. Honestly, they have the health advantage because TSG, they just want to go in. They don't have the health advantage. They want to get the players. They're honestly getting it so far. Yeehaw trying desperately to just click up and shoot. Please just do it, man. All right, finally, he's dead. Now just Elico left alive. 66 HP. 2 players in a choke point. He could actually get this. Maybe, potentially, Yeehaw. Just, dude, like, come on, Yeehaw. Thank God, man. He beat like 20 shots.
Ooh. He was beefing a lot,
too, and
but he still hit the ones, he was beefing a lot, but he hit the ones that mattered at the end of the day. So CSG still win the mid, even though they got off to a rocky start. So, I'll give it to him. Oh, these French soldiers immediately trying to re-aggress into choke here, though, just trying to shut down as best they can. Both get taken care of, though, and CSG are not even hurt, not even a little bit. They got a little, it's like they swallowed a fly. They choked for a second, and there you go. They're just moving straight forward again. Both soldiers dead for the French team here. They're not going to be there for last. They're not going to have an Uber either, which Connor is going to have sooner rather than later. They lose Charlie here, but they find Neville on the other side. They get the Central Curve as well. There goes Ams, but they find Elicor. Oh, that's just so much point pressure as well. And they have the Uber to close out anybody else who tries to get on that point. They're just chopping them up. There goes Scar. There goes Slade. It's only Patchouli gets a saw, so he can at least save it for now. But nobody's spawning. It's only Nevo coming in.
Nevo was there.
Is he
He's
enough,
gonna have
though?
to 2-pop Fancy here. Fancy just giving him the ring around the Rosie. Now it's a scout coming in.
He doesn't die.
Oh, there we go. Round
just gets
over.
juggled up. That was a painful way to lose it in the end as well. Really nice stuff by CSG. They went in so early, they didn't even have when they really were going in, but they knew if the start's going well, we can just pop at any time, and if it doesn't go well at all, we just leave. It's fine, whatever. We can still pop if we have to, I guess. Just playing with fire that a little bit, but bluffing this one in works perfectly for them this time around.
Beautifully done, and yeah, running away with it so far. French team gotta find some footing. They gotta find a way back into this. They're stumbling and stumbling. They're not finding anything stable. Slash goes in early, gets taken care of. Scar tries to go up, drop down. He's not been spotted so far. He's right on top of Connor, but he can't close it out. Ams is immediately turning around to take care of that. Meanwhile, on the other side, Hans goes in and just gets taken care of, but that's the only casualty for CSG here. They've already won the mid-fight. They've already pressured out all these French players except Amarok, who's being cheeky behind, but...
Ooh.
Oh,
The rep is
now
coming
they know
in
he's
from
there.
Victor as well, though.
Well, that
I don't
was
think
just
it's too
alone on
much.
mid, so
Yeah, you
eventually
can take care
taken
of.
down. Maybe Slash from the top can do something here. Scars wants up as well. The soldiers are coming back. Oh, the rest of CSG for mid are really slow with this too, and too slow I feel like for the liking for Connor and Fancy, who are just trying to hold on until they arrive, but I guess to get Scar, maybe they can do something with that actually. Oh yeah, look at that, there's rushing eloquent show. Little crash there, but it works out for Horns. That's not just the kill on Dome, and it's the force right away, and Connor can use so late in this.
Oh yeah, and he does eventually.
I mean, he
Patchouli-
uses so late, but unfortunately his demo does go down. Eloquent now is going to be respawning. Patchouli just dies even later, though, and unfortunately that makes it really, really hard for the Frenchies to do that
Slash.
much. And I say that, they're being so aggressive here. On second, no, they haven't found Condog. He lives. Only one kill into Ams. It's just not enough, really, honestly, for the Frenchies to be able to push.
They just gotta sit back. At least this time they have a better chance at holding last because they're not like all dead immediately. And they don't have a massive disad, but they gotta still pull off a nice hold here to try and get a coast to coast or anything going really at this point, right? They just gotta sit back. Gotta make this hold work first. And, well, so far they're not even being able to really set up the sentry. Amarok's already getting spammed down. These CSG soldiers in general just doing a lot right now. There's sticks on the shutter, and Fancy seems well aware of it. He's not peeking it whatsoever. But yeah, they gotta get this defense going. They don't even bother with the sentry anymore. They just have Amarok sniping instead. And well, if you can get a cheeky shot, so be it. But CSG know they have a bit of an ad. They know they want to go off
So
of it immediately.
small,
They've
though.
done it before. There they go into last. Use it in. Are they gonna? What are they gonna do with it? I mean, they find Slash. The counter comes out of the French team as well. Charlie's in spawn. He's just gonna get cleaned up. Rap comes around from the point. Yeehaw and Hans both below. They're putting a lot of pressure on there.
Oh, the Pyro's dead. The Pyro's dead. There's just no one on the point. The Frenchies are looking forward to it. Now Nevo has to come in and clean up. Patchouli doing everything he can to deal damage as well. Gets Connor down. That's a 2-0 now for CSG.
The French Uber just did so little. They tried to chase down the combo, clean up what's there, but never couldn't kill the medic. And at that point, it's just nothing happened. They just played around the guys on the point, finally getting damage. And the second that was happening, it was just all over already.
They're running away with it. CSG running away. They're in control of this game. They're just in control right now. They are driving the bus, and I don't think the Frenchies are liking where it's going right now, because it is leaving the French border. They're leaving the French dimension. They find an early frag there onto Hans. Slash gets cleaned up and choke in the meantime, though, so they've just traded him out. They've run Nevo to mid on the sniper. Interesting choice, certainly. I mean, it could switch things up a little bit. They find a frag onto Charlie as well, lose Scar, so they're actually up in terms of players, and it's enough to pressure out these CSG players. There you go, they've won a mid! They've won
With the
a
sniper,
mid!
like I said, Never picks up the rifle, and suddenly it works. Crazy how that's the case. I mean, granted, I think they run around with him on sniper on gunnery as well, so maybe there's something to it. Conversion rate on sniper certainly is working out in their favor so far.
I mean, he doesn't even necessarily have to hit crazy shots or whatever, just him being there is enough moral support
I guess.
that they need. And, well, let's see if they can make this push happen into second. This exchange, they're probably going to try to bank on Nevo getting a pick as well. And there's a Charlie in behind who just does a little bit of trolling. Just a tiny bit. He does live as well. He's still in behind. Okay,
that is-
Amarok finally cleans him up. That pulled him back, though. That pulled back two players almost. Slash was there to follow up as well. So
Yeah, but what does it matter if there's a sniper in front of you and you don't really have the guts to just go in deep on the sniper in the meantime as well?
Well, let's see if he can actually make something happen. He had a nice little headshot there onto Fancy, but he didn't get the kill. Now, trying to make some more space here in Victor as well. It's slowed down a little bit. Scar is in behind as well. He finds Hans. He gets traded out. So I guess that's that. I guess that's that then. That's all they're doing with that. Okay.
Oh, I doubt it's stalemate time. Look at that. Scout's already in. They see there's one scout, one soldier in choke. We saw where everyone else is. Just rush the guy down. Get Nemo instead of the Sorry, but that's still a good kill. And Amber tries to help up front to choke.
The crunch!
He's just all alone.
Patchouli doesn't have anyone to Uber. He's going to have to pop this to save himself.
Connor's just taunting in the meantime.
Forces the Uber out, and now,
God.
I mean, Condog, he doesn't have to pop this at all. He can sit on middle. He has a team. Unfortunately, I mean, look at Scar. He can't even honestly bomb. There's just scouts on high ground. Such a big advantage here for Comedy Shorts Gamer. Yes, they're one player down, but there's the sniper sitting in forwards. They don't actually know it quite yet, I don't think. But they should just be able to push off this. They should not even have to pop this into second.
Well, yeah, it looks like Frenchies are going to try to just ever so slightly slow it down a bit, but they can't do much. Slash can only spam so much. Everybody else is kind of on low ground, or Amarok in forward spawn sniping can't really do much either. Yeah, CSG get this point for free, and they're going to be able to roll this into last as well. Amarok is going to have quite the long respawn too, so unless they get this Uber very quickly, they're going to have a rough time holding onto this point. CSG are already on it, all over it. Ams is just going to chase down Elikor into water here, see if he can take care of that guy. Scar's there to back him up maybe a little bit. The counter Uber comes out of the French team as well there. Not really finding anything with it.
Oh
Fantasy's just got it in no man's land for so long.
Oh my god, and they just nuked down everybody.
Destruction comes out of AMS on the back line as well. Just so much work. Yes, there was a crunch. Amazing bomb comes out of Haunts as well. One big rocket does like 300 damage. But AMS as well, just on the flank. First of all, he almost kills off his old teammate Nellikor. Then, second of all, after that, he takes another 1v1 in a situation. Taking a scout 1v1 in water is really hard because it's so easy for the soldier to hit you with rockets. Wins it anyway. Single-handedly creates so much pressure on the point, which is immediately absolved coming into this mid-fight because, of course, the whole team just gets instantly one-pop wiped. And the Frenchies have such a commanding lead of this middle. It should be over. There's a bomb coming in out of Charlie and Fancy, but, like, it's oddly just, yeah, I mean, okay.
They can't even land anymore. They go up for the sky and that's a stake and you have them.
The Caber kill!
The Caber does like 60 damage now.
I forgot
That's
about that. I
incredible.
love that thing so bad, actually. That's right.
That's incredible. He gets the Caber kill onto Ams. He decides, screw it. I'm not hitting pipes on this guy. I'll just swing one in front of my face. And it actually worked out. I'm in awe.
Honestly, at this point, the cave was just a movement tool more than anything.
That clip better be in the frag video at the end of the season. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Frenchies, prime position to actually try and get into last.
Everyone in chat add beta right now so you can find this timestamp. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so true. Everyone at beta, at Danish Action Hero.
Alright, here we go. Push into last.
push
He
goes.
is in from River Sandwich guy under as well. Find too much resistance under. In fact, I mean, Nevo's getting the point, but there's still everyone alive. So what do they do once they get there, you know?
I think they have the crits as well again. Yep, it's ready. And they didn't even have to use it yet. They find the one frag onto Nevo and a couple others onto Amarok and Scar, and there you go.
Condog is alone in... Okay, fine. He has a teammate now. Jesus Christ. I see Condog alone pushing in River, and I just get flashbacks. To,
He
to
saw
simpler
Klander
time.
play earlier and he got inspired.
Well, that's all it takes. They still have those crits. Oh, they're going to use them on
my
Ams as
God,
well. He's
the
just going to
Ams.
run through
Let's
the crits.
go!
And they
It's
just
like
get
he never
nuked down.
left!
Nobody, they couldn't hit enough shots. There's too much meat in front of him. He can't shot all of it. And there you go. They just get nuked down by Scar and Amarok. And now, France have another great opportunity to try and take us into last again. Sometimes they take a couple of attempts to get into last. This one could be the one if they make it happen. Come on. Come on, boys. You got this.
Guys, I said 5-0. They're going to have... CSG, they're going to have to step up now. Haunts sacking the lobby, trying to find something.
Yeah, just pressing W on it.
Actually decent. There's a lot of damage in lobby. Now, Ams is just in.
What?
He's found Elikor. He forces the Uber. Now the rest of
Slash
the
is
team is
going
falling
for
in
the
behind,
point.
though, because Slash is onto the point. That forces them back. Uber's scout now comes forward.
Chaos.
Fancy in secret. Scouts onto the point. And the Frenchies respond with around 20 minutes to play for as well.
I was joking before, this is just a Klander game. I don't know why
Yeah,
they went
maybe.
to lobby there, but they did because they felt like they could. And they were very, very wrong.
The chaos, the absolute chaos suddenly unfolding just because CSG decided to get a bit cocky. Well, there you go. Frenchies put a round on the board. Surely this is where their comeback begins. This is where they find their way back into it. Next mid-fight underway. Let's see if they can actually, you know,
No
turn
fast
it
bombs
around
this time
here.
by the Frenchies. That helps a lot, but there's still bombs coming. Slash on the medic, tries to get Connor, gets so much damage. The sticky connect. Nice one by Elikor, but here's the counter bomb coming through. They want this demo kill as revenge, but takes so long to get there even.
They committed 3 players for that
Oh,
demo
no,
kill, and
it's
they
Oh, the bomb!
managed to get a
Fancy
fan-
bomb!
Fancy.
It's huge! But it's not. I mean, okay, they find Patchouli, they find Elico, which means that this push, yes, this is scout up, so they're gonna get the second cap, honestly, probably as well. Condog is spawning first, but he doesn't even get an Uber ad because he's the first one spawning. The rest of his team is dead. Patchouli spawns the exact same time. It's basically even. It is just even.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you're 3-1 up, right? Sure, there's a lot of time left, but losing less now is basically winning, so I guess it's just points in their favor. CSG wrangles something out of this mid fight. I don't even know when the Demo Man went for that play, but Fancy was in all right to just wrap around what everyone else fed into choke and set them up for at least some success here.
That's they salvaged it probably. I think if it wasn't for Fancy there with that little flank, that could have certainly been a disaster for them. I don't think they're aware of the Patchouli crit streak here, which could be
Elico crits. Elico crits.
Kind of dying.
Elico, he's got the stickies. It's charged up. He hits one. Okay, now follow up, long one onto.
No, he gets too early.
How does it not hit? Valve, Gaben, tell me you're watching. What is that?
They're just gonna wait for Uber here as well. They don't even
wait. Don't pop into it. Okay.
It's just a race towards last, and Emma died. Patchouli's here. No, this is over right then and there.
Oh my god, guys.
Actually, Patchouli escapes. He lives. He lives.
Wait, he's out?
Yeah, that all stickies from Charlotte. They had to take
care of that.
Hans is on the chase still. Hans is on the chase
I mean, they were out. They're going back in, and Hans is behind him, and he doesn't know where the medic is.
He's looking for him. He can't find him. He's
so
running down.
Confused. He's like, why didn't he leave?
Desperately asking for the location of the enemy medic. He can't find him. Finally, goes for a bomb. Oh no,
he's gonna crits again.
In the sauce.
He has crits out here as well. This is honestly fine for the Frenchies. They've managed to stabilize at least somewhat. Now they're truly building back up on this critical. Now 80% hit. Condog, is he on crits on his own? He's building quite quickly. No, he's just sitting on high ground with 2 scouts. The crits now should come forward here onto Elico at 98%. This is the Numlock crits where he does it into top, but there's no players to crits onto just so far. I mean, honestly, they're coming in through, but they haven't popped the crits. Now the bombs are coming in out of CSG. Charlie doesn't really find anything. Uber comes in, and unfortunately,
get the flash onto Nikki as well.
Times 0 is still 0. It is a crunch. The Frenchies are deleted.
That was so clutch for Nicky. He was like hiding on the opposite end, like behind the corner somewhere, behind the rock somewhere in second. Just living the entire push in as well, because what are they going to do? Take attention to him while they know there's Luber coming? And he just gets back to the Beamer's time while also delaying the exit. Beautiful stuff by the scout to make all of this just work out perfectly, and suddenly this might just be around.
Yeah, this is certainly looking like a great chance for CSG here. I mean, they have a nice little ad to work with as well. They got a bit of time to build potentially. Well, I guess I guess it's CSG at the end of the day, so they might just dry push this at the end of the day, right? They just do whatever the hell they want. But it looks like they're waiting. Yeah, okay, Hans is gonna die under, but he does almost manage to trade out. Not quite. Scar does live, but you know.
Still an ad push though. They're gonna sit in through Riverhead, sending Yeehaw in through under, and then Am straight into the sentry gun. They have to take it down faster because look at how much space it's denying. Condog isn't in position to flash Ams because he got knocked back by the sentry gun. Arrow kill onto Elico is a decent start, but the rest of the team is just going to go down. Honestly, that sentry gun not being focused down properly, that cost them the push.
They just wanted points, and both scouts in there try and hope it works, and it was dangerously close, but the soldiers got there in time. The one last bomb comes through, gambling on the medic. Julie's not on the point, and been pushed back already, and suddenly no backup threat happening when they're sitting there, babysitting that cap as well. Are they fighting back? They're fighting back. They want the super being used.
He's in onto Spy. He's going to maybe try to go for the backup here. They're fighting this on second. Slashes in on to last day. He gets spotted immediately here. Yeehaw doesn't hit the
did they not
pistols.
find Charlie? Okay, no, they realized Charlie's still on point. Yep. They realized, wait a second, where did the soldier go? Go back to point, find him pretty quickly. Spy called as well. I wondered what for Elico, he was just a bit too far away. Actually, everyone just went deeper for you. He stood on point, didn't get the flash in time. Annoying, sure. Second gets capped though, mid should be on the wraps as well. Most of them get forward, but they might be able to deny the last two, so everything should work out in the end.
Well, let's see if they can actually keep it rolling forward though. They have about 14 minutes to get another couple of rounds here. It is absolutely possible. Hans is gonna put a bit of a wrench into those spokes with getting that headshot there onto Nevo, and Amarok gets cleaned up as well. So already basically stalled to a complete halt here with the Frenchies. Yeah, I gotta give him a Scar as well. It is over. They are not getting anything else. Matter of fact, CSG are gonna be trying to push this in. Yeah, actually gonna get the force.
3 down.
This can't be a voluntary.
No,
just trying to get into Oh my god.
How is
Oh
a man
no.
so good at the game, yet also just not at all?
Oh my god. That was like watching myself play product.
I've seen that, and I agree.
Oh my god.
It is what it is, boys. It is what it is. Anyway, Pachuli's on the run, getting chased out by this Uber. There you go, taken care of. So it's not even going to be all that bad for CSG. They just had a couple of stragglers behind them to deal with as they're just walking up river. Yeah, they're rapping like crazy. They haven't even like gotten second yet. They're just up in river. There's Scar Slash trying to bomb them, but Amps just cleans them. Just cleans both soldiers like that, dominating them. Completely destroying them. Amarok is going to try to stop this somehow. You can't do that, buddy. That's a bad idea. Pachuli, what are you doing out here? Look at my medic, man. I'm going to jail. This guy's in no man's land. And yet he lives.
Oh my god, the crunch is ridiculous. It's just so clean here. I say
How is Condor not taking any damage?
CSG just absolutely feeling themselves here. 2 up now for the Frenchies. I think, honestly, Patchouli might be up in time.
I'm so upset. There was a scout, there was a soldier bomb, there was like 3 projectiles by Alakur, and Condor took a combined 0 damage to any of that.
Unbelievable.
This is weird to watch at this point. I mean, it's still such a big ad for Condor, right? It's ginormous ad. Centrigun sniper up. Nevo, that's the shot of his life. I'm gonna be honest. It's 11 minutes. You're gonna have to start making some. You know, make something happen for the Frenchies. They're not doing it, honestly. They're taking these chaotic fights, they're not winning it. Now the Uber comes forwards here.
And they're gonna just get on the point, basically. There's no pressure from the French team. Finally, they get out of spawn, maybe at least a little bit, but there's so much captain already. Nobody's there. Elikor is trying all by himself, but he couldn't even get there in time. It just gets knocked off the point again. And there's the 4th round for CSG. They're on match point, and there's 11 minutes left.
This is looking mighty over at this point with how CSG is playing.
It's looking dire.
Yeah. CSG's not letting them get away with anything anymore.
Well, let's see if the Frenchies will let them get away with anything. Or if they actually find a comeback. This is the 4-5 comeback that we've all been waiting for. Well, that's a bad start. I guess you've lost 2 players already, including your demo. Well, you've traded him out for Fancy on the other side, so it is still anybody's game, but your positioning is so bad on the Frenchies. Amarok might get caught as well if he's not careful. Okay, he does live. Scar is still very far forward, just seeing if he can buy a little bit of time, a little bit of space for his team to escape. And yeah, they're just gonna have to give it a second here. They have to deal with the fact that there's probably gonna be a CSG flank coming at them any second now. They're already in choke. Once it's screwed, Scar gets caught. Okay, he does get cleaned up at least, but they basically traded him out for Scar, and now Nevo's just gonna run in. He's, I guess, waiting for an Uber here, or like was trying to. Yeah, okay, there you go. They're doing the Amps thing, and they find Charlie, but it's so much better for CSG, and they're just on the other side of the map.
Is it better?
Yeehaw has to go back and block, though. They have the cap time here. They have to go back and block these guys. They're not going to get the cap. Now Yeehaw is on the point, but he's alone against like 5 players. Fancy bombs in, does so much damage. They're all so low. The Frenchies in choke, but they're living. Now the soldier bomb comes in. 2 kills for Haunt, but is no more than 2. Elikor pipes down Ams as well. Charlie 1 man up. He read them like a book on the mid, and he's back to haunt Elikor's dreams, but he just doesn't quite make it happen. Fancy up on last, setting up traps. Patchouli died though.
That backup play came out so late by CSG. I don't think it's categorically wrong, but it just happened so late. By that point, they were always going to get outcapped, let alone losing the soldiers and all of this as well. Unfortunately, looks like they're running out of steam here a little bit. Uber advantage certainly isn't there anymore, and they're already losing players from second. Alakur, maybe included, might just escape barely.
Okay, Scar might actually
die.
Oh, no. He's dead.
Guys.
He just stands there. Come on.
Yeah, no idea. Looking up is really difficult.
Oh, they're just pushing.
They just drop down. Okay, yeah, sure. I'm just gonna get cleaned up. Slash sits him down. Sit down, buddy. You're not going away with this stuff here. Not anymore. Frenchies are having a word with it, and they're gonna try to keep it rolling forward. I mean, Amarok eating a lot of damage, but he's up on that high ground, just dealing down pain as well. And so far, so good. All right, it's going okay. Patchouli just serves onto the fence, lives as well. No haunts here. Trade him out for Elikor. There's the drop onto Patchouli, though. Charlie might slip in. And he lives, yeah. He's well, for a while at least. Finally gets cleaned up, but it's only really Amarok left. And yeah, there you go. Slash might go for a bomb here, but he's got 2 of the best scouts.
How does Condor not ever take damage? I don't understand. This man has had like damage aura. Not at the end anymore, though. Not for most of that.
Oh my god.
he curves like bullets and projectiles around him. He's got like an anti-gravity well or something like that.
He
I don't
just
know
has the
what's going
shield
on.
from MV on him the entire time.
It's unbelievable.
Alright,
Let's see if it
Nevo
works
is
against Tetros.
staring at him. Look at him. He's in
Surely.
Victor already.
They must know.
Surely this isn't a drop. He can see
here's
the
one.
medi beam. He's been called out. Nope,
Yeah,
he gives
okay.
up. Alright, whatever.
Yeah.
50 ad here for CSG as they're actually just pushing into lobby already. They're so fast. Once again, they're trying to wrap them here. Uber now comes in on 2 AMs, but doesn't really find anything. This is a classic AMs Uber. Doesn't even kill the soldier. Please. Please, my man.
Okay. They get
Finally
that at the
gets
very
him,
least.
and now
Oh.
it's just a crunch. Actually, finally, kills being traded across
Connor
the board, but Condog's going
gets
down.
killed.
Amarok, 60 HP in River, but he just gets
Nikki?
taken down here by Yeehaw. Yeehaw's in
finally.
behind. He's in water. The crunch can come in because Haunt can bomb onto the
Yes,
point. Yet
Cristiano
Nevo
Ronaldo.
is not hitting the shots in Nevo in time. And unfortunately, Yeehaw, because he managed to stall for so long, Haunt can bomb in, force the Uber out of Patchouli. The ad that they got from killing Condog is not enough. Nevo's getting styled on by Haunt as well. Ams now dead.
He
from
gets a kill out of
Elikor.
this.
Everyone's dying.
He wins those.
CR7 strikes again. Oh no.
Portugal's finest soldier right there, everybody. Just somehow gets away with all of that. CSG still in the driver's seat here. You know, they lose second, but they're still in control of this game. There's nothing that's stopping them really. These Frenchies are trying and trying and trying. They've lost another like 5 minutes in this time. Like this round's been going on for 5 minutes already. They've achieved nothing. They've been on their own second, their own last this entire time, trying to just make anything happen. They have to pick up rounds here. At this point, we're reaching the point of mathematical, like, impossibility, right?
Yeah, it's
Slowly but surely, yeah.
It's starting to really get down to business, and if they're not converting these pushes, not converting these exchanges, it's going to be over for them for this matchup tonight. And CSG
Oh, there we go. We're rushing Victor.
Are they though? Are
They're
they? Oh, yeah,
busting
CSG
Victor. I
are.
mean, they're
But
trying
yeah.
to get this forward. They have 1 kill into Slash. The bombs comes in onto Patchouli, and that forces the Uber.
Everybody's
Now
dead
Yeehaw
already.
is taking the Uber with Condog here. There's a player behind. Fancy's just in lower lobby as well. 2 up for the Frenchies. They get absolutely crunched on second now. They just have a soldier left alive. CSG in lobby already. Fancy peeking up on this balcony area right now. They're walking forwards here. It's match point still once again. The Stickies are coming across. No, Amarok. He snipes down Condog, but Elikor taken down in the meantime. The point presence is kind of there for the Frenchies. They get the bomb in coming out of Charlie.
Holy.
The cap point is almost there. It's Scar left alive on the point. No, never mind. He gets taken down. It's a 5-1 for the Frenchies on the second map. And Comedy Shorts Gamers, it looked a little bit clumsy at times, but in the end, they managed to walk away with 6 points.
They did try some very wacky stuff, like constantly trying to be behind the enemies whenever they had the chance to, I suppose. Runs the risk, and sometimes you just like stuck in the middle of them every once in a while, but whenever it worked, it looked brilliant. So, I mean, the success rate certainly speaks in their favor so far here. Just managed pulling them on in 5-1, so that win 6 points for them, and suddenly they're shooting up the tables again.
This is a potential 4th place team, at the least. I'm calling it now. CSG, they had a rough start to the season. It wasn't very exemplary of their abilities. These guys are making playoffs. If they continue playing like this for the rest of the season,
Yeah.
they are set.
They're closing
They
the
are
gap.
set
They're
up.
now 1 point behind Yak at 5th star. So if you keep in mind that Yak team has to go against the gauntlet that is Witness TF2 easy, and then CSG themselves the next 3 weeks in a row, that's making odds look really nice for themselves.
I think once again, I have to highlight the soldier diff. Charlie's logs, actually, this game, absolutely awful. But going,
Actually horrible.
going 8-24, 200 DPM on Gully Wash when you are rolling the way that you are, not a good look. Fortunately, Haunts is there, picking up the slack.
Yeah. I
He
guess
top
that's
frags.
why.
Not only does he top frag, he almost top damages as well, almost as much as Fancy. I want to call out Fancy as well. He was doing so well on
Oh, yes.
blanks, which is not something you see a demo do that often. It's a different playstyle. Normally, we have a lot of like the Lucas tank kind of sits in the medic combo all the time, but like Fancy just goes for all these weird flanks and just catches off the enemy team so well. It works so well in combination with AMS. Who I think we just have to reiterate. I don't like AMS is just like a different kind of human being. He just wants
Crazy.
to go.
Well, it speaks volumes to picking these players, right? This is the relatively less experienced players on this team, right? Fancy and Horns. Fancy, I guess, technically played one playoffs game, being like subbed in there last minute a few seasons ago, but still relatively new to Prem in the grand scheme of things. First season in Prem for Horns as well, and they're showing up big time so far.
Players, gamers, they're gamers.
Yeah,
they're gaming.
Yep. I mean, once again, just kind of to reiterate, I really do think that Comedy Shorts Gamers are a team for the future. If you want to watch a team come up, I think they're the first team that we've seen in a while that gives Europe the potential for having 3 great teams instead of just 2. At the moment, it kind of feels like it's a very 2-horse race between TF2 Easy and Witness Gaming. I think Comedy Shorts Gamers, they have more so than the League of Shadows. I think they have the players and the pedigree and sort of, I think In-Am's a leader that is strong enough to be able to take it to the top 2 teams. I think if we can learn anything from North America last year of Froyotech, Witness, and G6 is that having an extra 3rd team also be competitive for the top makes everything so much better.
It's true.
Should we talk about the Chicago Bulls? Because they're not looking the 96 ones, let me tell you that much.
Thoughts and prayers. This is all I can say.
Prayers. Look, surely next week, right? Surely.
Who do they have
Next week's the one.
Oh no, next week is the French dimension.
Oh no.
It's Frenchies, yeah. They're going up against Forfence. Maybe the Derby is the one they can win. I mean, Forfence, you know, they've been doing okay. They got a little upset map out of TF2 Easy, right? And they tied against Yak teams, so like they've been doing okay for themselves. I guess they tied against the team that Chicago lost against, but then also got rolled everything else. This could be an interesting little matchup.
We still have a week left as well here. We'll see Duplo against TF2 Easy, which should be an easy win for TF2 Easy. They made some closer games than they needed, but they've won them all. So, well, except for the one map, I guess. But that's, you know, what do you do against 6 Frenchies on process or whatever. We'll have a Witness against Yak as well. Yak's been just kind of stealing points left and right from people, but surely Papi and gang will finally put them in this place, you know? Surely it's time for that to come to a stop. And for Fence against League of Shadows, they still have some playoff chances there for Fence, but they really need just a straight winner. If they can't do that, then it's looking dire.
Yeah, I think we've got, like, we're starting to see some playoffs teams crystallize themselves. Obviously, Witness and TFCs, I don't think anybody ever questioned them being 1 and 2, but we're starting to see some, you know, the race crystallize at least a little bit. We know that realistically Duplo and Forfence are both out of the race completely, and Chicago are probably as well. Actually, the other way around, but the French teams and Duplo are out of the race probably. But for that 4th spot, we've got a few teams here that are, you know, they're gonna make it interesting.
If Fence wins this week, they have a chance.
I guess
that's all they need. They just need the 1 win today and then this week, and then it's just all to play for still.
The chance.
So they just need the 1 opportunity here. So we'll see what's going to be happening. So whenever it's going to be a really, really close finish here for all of these teams. And again, playoffs is interesting this season. 1st and 2nd make winners brackets. 4th and 3rd, respectively, make it to losers right away. Do not get to play the safety game up top. You'll just play one and you're out if you lose right away. So you make playoffs, but you're on thin ice at that point. It's going to be a tough one to make work. At some point in between, before playoffs as well, you get to see people at LAN as well. So more games to come then too.
Yeah. I think that's all we have to talk about, right? We've got a couple of games looking forward to later this week, and I guess we'll see you then, gamers. Be sure to, if you aren't already for some reason, follow the channel and all that good stuff. Use your Twitch Primes, you know? The usual stuff. Anyway, that's it from us.
Joel.